Car Wash Firefighters Parade. We're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival. For 100 years, the bloom has been a big part of Winchester, the Shenandoah Valley, and the entire region. We are so glad you're with us. Hi, I'm Danielle Hedges along with Ron Cromer. This is like our 12th year together. Can you believe that? 12 years flies by.
Yeah, this is my 21st year, I think.
Yeah, because you were doing it before we met and everything.
Real good.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Winchester, Virginia. I'm telling you, this is like picture-perfect weather.
Oh, it is.
For a parade. Now,
we had this morning, I don't know, the estimate was probably 2,500, 3,000 people out at the fire truck rodeo, the kids' activities and stuff. And it was just a great time.
Yeah.
It really was.
And I can tell that just from years past when it was a little bit more cloudy, it's packed here. I mean, there are people just flooding this area for the Firefighters Parade tonight. And they're going to have a great show. And hopefully the rain will hold off for the Grand Feature Parade tomorrow. We'll have to see. We've had all this beautiful weather all week long. Everything is so green.
I can remember sitting up here a couple nights when it started raining. Wind was blowing.
Yeah.
It got cold.
Yeah.
We didn't have a jacket.
Yeah. And
it was bad.
This has been quite the week. It's been, and actually probably quite the spring. Everything is in bloom and green and all that kind of stuff. Have you mowed your grass a few times?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen the trees, the blooms on the lilac bushes, the dogwood trees, the locust trees. Everything is so full.
I know. It's just crazy.
The trees today, you know, usually the trees are not just full and green, but man, it's just been a fantastic spring.
Yes.
If we can say it was spring.
Yes. We went straight to summer.
Yeah.
The 100th anniversary of the founding of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is here. 100 years, actually to the day. Founded in 1924, the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival was created as a one-day celebration in conjunction with the creation of the Shenandoah Valley Travel Association, formerly known as the Shenandoah Valley, Inc. The Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival began with a morning program, including a May Day celebration, which makes sense, it's the beginning of May. A parade then formed on Market Street and marched to Fairmont Avenue, where it circled the racetrack of the old fairgrounds. The parade, which was estimated to be seen by 30,000 people, was greeted at the campus of John Hanley High School with the coronation of the first Queen Shenandoah. And we continue that tradition now with the festivals. Yep. And then, of course, we have the Firefighters Parade, and that has been going on for our 92 years.
92.
Yeah, and it's been a great scenario the last few years. And I remember growing up, everybody would talk about the sirens, the sirens. The Firefighters Parade was all about the sirens that you couldn't hear, but the kids loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
So did the firemen.
Yeah. Now, Ron, you've hosted for 20-some years. Have you ever been in the parade?
Yeah, back, let's see, I think I've been in a whole lot of times.
Right.
But we had, in Strasburg, we had a ladder truck that we're real proud of. We rebuilt it, and we brought it down here, and I drove it through the parade.
Uh-huh.
And then we had a couple of other pieces of apparatus, and we would take turns coming down and driving the apparatus in the parades. And back then we blew the sirens and the air horns, and I mean it was a big deal. The kids loved it, and like I said, the firemen loved it. And it's got to the point where you had so many people, and the sirens are so loud, especially the Federal Q sirens are so loud, and the kids, would. You had to think about that because you could hurt their ears.
Yes.
So we finally, with emergency vehicles, with the crowds getting larger, it was time to change the way we did business, basically. So we did, and we just stopped the sirens. And then we said, well, we'll have a siren division.
Yes.
And that's when we try to get done up here before the sirens get here. Because, man, if you were up here and it goes through these mics, it deafens you.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is when it starts to get like dusk and you can see the lights on all the vehicles and everything. Yeah. I love that part.
Yeah, and it's really nice that people come out, and it's kind of slacked off a little bit because we've lost a lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
And the volunteer side of the fire service now is not as strong as it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's taken a toll on these parades, and a lot of the parades, because people don't have people to drive the apparatus to go anymore.
And also, I was thinking today, in certain areas, they are so busy.
Oh, yeah.
And so they can't spare
You can't spare the
a
apparatus.
piece to come and be in the parade.
No, and the price of apparatus anymore, it's like, it went from, in 1966, there's a ladder truck going to come through here. 1966, Front Royal bought a ladder truck. And it was specially built. It was $66,000. Today, that ladder truck is over $1 million.
Ooh.
So, the prices of things have gone up so bad that you can't afford to have as many pieces of apparatus now as you used to have. Some departments have gotten rid of some of the apparatus they had, and that's the reason you see a lot of the antiques now, because departments can't keep them, to keep them up anymore, so they're getting rid of them.
Yeah.
And we're trying to look at ways to make the parade a little bit bigger. We've got, matter of fact, we've discussed that this past year of ways we can make the parade, the firefighters parade, a lot bigger. Now, as far as like what we're doing, it's fire truck rodeo,
Yep.
and the kids' activities and the antiques and judging the modern apparatus at Millbrook High School, that has gotten larger every year. And like I said, today we probably had 2,500, 3,000 people out there.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day. Last year was the same way. We had the helicopter come in, and it's just getting bigger and better every year.
Yeah.
But we had to do something, in order to invite, to get these people to come.
Yeah.
But today it turned out pretty good. We just went up to the parade lineup a while ago and was looking at the apparatus, and it's larger than what we thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's
so
good.
It's pretty good. Now last year we had it was kind of slack, and the parade last year didn't last as long.
Right.
I think the parade this year is going to be a little bit longer.
Oh, good.
For the simple reason that we've got a little bit more apparatus involved this year, and you see a lot more volunteers up here. And of course, the antiques have got the first of the parade that you see the antiques. That's gotten a little bit larger. So things are getting a little bit better.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you by Rubbermaid Commercial Products and American Woodmark.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
Skank Foods has been serving our local business community for 95 years, but did you know that we welcome the public to shop with us as well? We carry everything from produce to packaging. Visit our customer counter and discover a cost-effective, one-stop shop for your meal prep, party, and event needs. Skank Foods is ready to serve you Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 540-869-1870 or visit us online to learn more at schenkfoods.com. Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Hang Ten Car Wash Firefighters Parade. I'm Danielle Hedges along with Ron Cromer, and the parade is getting ready to start here in just a little bit. We've been talking about just different history of the Firefighters Parade and everything through the years. Now, Ron, you've been telling us about the Firefighters Rodeo. It started out with, does the apparatus, do the drivers do different obstacles and stuff?
Yeah, but it's sort of like the EVOC class that firefighters have to go through in order to be a driver in the fire department. And it's basically the same course. But and they come out and compete, and we give a first, second, and third prize trophy for the winners. But it's getting to be a little bit better every year. We had 13 participants this year, which is a good number because you don't have a lot of time to do it to do a lot of people. But on the other hand, we like to do as many people as we can. And today we had 13 people. Last year I think we had 10, but it's getting a little bit better every year. And Matheny Fire Apparatus, Matheny Fire, they furnish our apparatus for us. They have for the past 2 years, and that's how much we appreciate that, because it's hard to get somebody to loan you a $600,000-$700,000 fire truck.
Yeah.
And they don't know who's going to be driving it. So you have to kind of pick and choose, and we make sure that that we have drivers that drive for fire departments and so on and so forth. But in like today, we had some good participants. They didn't, some of them didn't understand the course because it'd been a long time since they've driven the course, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
We had 3 good winners. They did pretty good. We had good help out there today. We had some people from Middletown Volunteer Fire Department. Some other people I picked up along the way, just to help, which was glad. It's just, you don't know how much we appreciate it. And it's like, this thing is put on by volunteers. Everybody volunteers. Nobody gets paid.
Right.
It's like we go out and try to talk to people to get them to like the furnish of the apparatus. To make donations to pay for our food for the volunteers during the day, because that gets kind of expensive. Just feeding everybody out there.
Yeah.
So we give everybody a meal ticket and they go get something to eat. And Virginia State Police come out there and help us. Sheriff's Office. I mean, it's teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's teamwork.
And this whole festival is that way too.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All of these events are volunteers.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody volunteers. It's like you go to a director's meeting once a month on the third Thursday of the month, and second or third Thursday of the month. And then we have a meeting, the firefighters have a meeting on the last Wednesday of the month. But you'd be surprised how many people attend those meetings, because there's so many people involved in the works of this thing. And everybody gives a report, how things are going, and if anybody needs any help, and so on and so forth. And Sharon, our president this year, she did one heck of a job. She's been president for 2 years. Jeremy Luttrell, he's going to be the president starting next year. Brad Veach, who's the director, the director at the Apple Blossom headquarters, he does a fantastic job.
Yep.
Heather Wall, all the girls in the office down there. It takes a lot of people to put this on.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's all volunteer.
Yep.
Now, the people in the course in the office get paid because it's a 365-day a year
Yeah.
job for them.
Yeah, because they start planning the day
yeah.
after it's all over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just, there's a lot of people involved, and we appreciate everybody's help. I mean, it's like the firefighters activities and the firefighters parade. We, the volunteers, we just appreciate everybody so much. You can't believe. And, it's meetings. Everybody gives their report. We just try to keep the ball rolling. Anybody needs any help, they call somebody else or email somebody. And, somebody always comes up with, we need a DJ this year, so we got us a DJ. The food, we got food.
Yep.
It's a whole lot goes into it, really.
Yeah. Well, right now you are seeing the Kids Blooming Mile. There's 50 different events this year going on during the week of Apple Blossom.
They told me today, I couldn't believe it, 1,400 children, 1,400 kids participated in this
Oh,
thing.
my goodness.
1,400. The man had to cut it off because he couldn't handle no more.
Oh, my goodness.
I couldn't believe that.
Definitely an
1,400.
event that's growing, too, for sure.
And we must have had 1,500 kids out there this morning
Yeah.
at the truck rodeo and the children's activities. And that's getting big and better every year.
Yeah.
we getting a lot of people come out there. You know, the power company was there. Valley Health was there with the helicopter and their ambulances. Virginia State Police were there. We had a balloon bounce, you know, things for the kids. Just a lot of people were there and a lot of activity out there.
Yeah.
And it really makes you feel good that this all pays off for the people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It really does.
It does. And, you know, some of the things that are going on even tonight is the 80s dance party that's going on over at the Wilkins Event Center at Shenandoah at the Tolly Dental Zone. And then after we get done, it's fireworks here. So, I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff. And the Queen's Ball. And, I mean, it's just, and there's something for everybody. That's the thing. It's like there's tomorrow night, there's a country concert. Sunday, there's a contemporary Christian concert.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just everything for everybody.
And it's getting to the point now where everybody's enjoying this thing. And, you know, people say, well, I'd like to see this happen. Well, you know, we throw an idea out there and somebody picks it up and said, well, let's try it. You know?
Yeah.
So it's coming along real good.
Yeah.
And it's just getting bigger and better every year.
All I know is I enjoy the smells. Do you smell all that goodness?
Oh, my Lord, yes.
This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Valley Health and Bank of Clark. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for all your advice. So helpful.
Of course. Have a nice day.
Can you believe we got everything signed over the phone? The people at Apple Federal Credit Union are such problem solvers.
Problem solvers. This is due tomorrow. What are you doing? There's new math. Can't carry the one.
At Apple, we solve problems. Most problems. Apple Federal Credit Union. Imagine that.
Thank you for choosing Anthony's Pizza on Cincinnati Road. Whether it's graduation time or a teen celebration, we have proudly served the Winchester community for over 26 years. As we combine excellent service with quality ingredients, we provide a fun, family-friendly dining atmosphere. Remember, nobody does it better than Anthony's Pizza at 1855 Cincinnati Road. Just call it 540-722-5055 or visit us online at anthonyspizza.menu.
Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Hangton Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Daniel Hedges along with Ron Cromer, and they're finishing up the Kids Blooming Mile, and then around 6 o'clock is when the parade will be coming up the street here. So in the meantime, let's do some trivia, Ron. Let's see if you know any of these. What are the two previous names of the Firefighters Parade? Do you know? He's thinking.
It was the Fireman's Parade.
That's what a lady just introduced herself to me. She said, it used to be the Fireman's Parade.
Yeah.
Does Torchlight and Mummers Parade sound?
Yeah, Torchlight. Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember somebody tell me. I wasn't here for that, but I can remember somebody telling me that.
Who made the first crown used in the first coronation of the Queen?
I do not know.
Yeah, a woman that owned and operated an apparel store on Loudon Street named Margaret Hogston. So, who was queen for Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival 63 and 1990? It's Joan Rivers' daughter.
Yeah, okay.
Melissa. Yeah.
I didn't know that, but.
How about what was the year the first Apple Blossom Festival was held? It's 100 years.
1924.
Yeah. Oh, this one right here, it's like my son, he loves NASCAR. And so he can say, you say, okay, who was the 2010 winner of the Daytona 500? He could tell you. You know, some people are like that. Who was the 2010 Grand Marshal? That was before I started doing this. He was Batman. Val Kilmer.
Yeah. All right.
What was the original name for the Grand Feature Parade? This is interesting. It's the Trail of Pink Petals.
Huh.
That's what the original name for the Grand Feature Parade was.
Huh.
So I remember this was like one of my first years. This Saved by the Bell star was the Grand Marshal of the 2012 Apple Blossom Festival. It's Mario Lopez is his name.
Yeah, I remember that.
And our queen, Shenandoah, is a third generation queen.
Queen, yeah.
Yeah, her
This year.
mom was Gerald Ford, President Gerald Ford's daughter, Susan Ford, and then her daughter, and then now her granddaughter. So, yeah, third generation. In 1969, what was the popular theater in Old Town that burned down?
Palace Theater.
Yep.
I was here that day.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. What year was the first Apple Blossom 10K race? It was in the 80s.
I was going to say 89.
82, a little bit further back. And who was the first U.S. president to visit the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival? It was Lyndon B. Johnson. And Gerald Ford actually did come to be part of his daughter's ceremony.
Yes. I was going to say him, but I forgot about President Johnson.
Yeah, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about, can you imagine the security nowadays that a president would have to have?
I doubt if he'd come.
The security would have to be crazy for a president to have to come. Nowadays, I mean, you know, so.
Jeez. Well, the way things are today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got the crowd is still packed down there as
They're
we get
moving
ready
in here.
for
A whole lot more people.
Yeah, the 92nd annual Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Now, afterwards, you all, the firefighters, go to a celebration or party or something?
It's like it's a awards banquet.
Okay.
Where we give away the prizes for the parade and the fire truck rodeo, and we also have to people to eat. It's sort of a banquet like.
So who
thing.
is the judges? Like, where are the judges for the parade?
They're over in the van now. They prejudged the parade today.
Oh, okay.
At Millbrook High School.
Okay.
We set up over there, and they judge all the modern apparatus, ambulances, fire apparatus, and so on and so forth. And then they judge we have different judges from the Old Dominion Historical Fire Society that judge the antiques. So it's two separate entities there. So, but the four judges that judge the apparatus, the modern apparatus, they're over in the van now. They're going to come over and watch the parade and then see if anything else, sticks in their mind. Because it's a real chore to judge apparatus today.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's the way the apparatus is built. Everybody, they're going to spend $1 million on a piece of fire apparatus. So if they're going to spend $1 million, they might as well make it look nice.
Oh, yeah.
So
spare no expense.
Yeah. And so it's like, everything looks good, and it's hard to judge apparatus nowadays because you have so much equipment on the apparatus, so many different kinds of apparatus. You have rescue engines, you have pumpers, you have just plain engines, you have tankers, you have wet tankers, you have wet side tankers. You have, it's ladder trucks, you have tiller trucks, or tractor-drawn aerials, you have towers. It's so many different varieties. You have brush trucks. So when you go to judge the parade, especially the prejudging, you really have to look close at the stuff. And then when it comes to the parade, there might be something you missed, and you see, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe we'll give these a few more points because they got this,
Oh, yeah.
So it's a real challenge in some cases. And I was a parade judge for a good many years. I helped, when I wasn't judging, before we started doing the truck rodeo, we did what they call field musters out at Round Hill Fire Department. And that was getting to be something that people didn't want to participate in anymore. And it was like we did the bucket races and hose lays and stuff. Yeah.
So the firefighters themselves would be doing stuff.
So then that got kind of stale, so we changed and went to Millbrook High School, and we started doing the truck rodeo and the antiques over there, and we started doing the judging there. We used to do the judging, but the judges would walk all the parade line up. You had to be over there at a certain time of day, and they closed the street down at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the apparatus would be lined up on the street, and then you judged each piece of apparatus sitting on the street. And the guys would be in their uniforms, and it was really a lot different than it is today.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you got people that, they just wear T-shirts.
Yes. Yeah.
And and they look nice. Don't get me wrong, but it used to be, they would wear the dark blue pants and the light blue shirts,
or they
the
call it
patches
dress
and the badges.
blues.
Yeah. And have the ties, and they really look sharp. But that times change. People don't want to do that anymore, and people are into the T-shirt mode. Well, that's cool, but you have to do your judging different. So now we pre-judge over at the school when they come in there, and if they want to put their turnout gear out in front of the apparatus and look sharp, that's fine. But they don't have to, because we're judging the apparatus and the people.
Yes.
So it's nice if they're all dressed up and everything, they really look sharp, but it's not necessary. And the apparatus is getting to be spectacular anymore,
Yeah, that's a lot of chrome right there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Tully Dental and Xfinity. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Hang 10 Car Wash broadcast of the Firefighters Parade. I'm Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer, and we're getting ready for it to come around the corner here in just a few minutes. And Ron and I were earlier discussing about how green everything is and how warm it's been, how wet it's been this spring, how we just completely jumped to summer, which means that I wonder how the blooms did this year. Were they early? Were they late? Every year it changes. Sometimes they're right on track with the Apple Blossom Festival. Sometimes they're early and they've already come and gone. So we're going to find out right now about the state of the bloom.
Ultimately, the spring is going pretty well. We had a few questionable nights because of temperature, and we lost some fruit to them. Especially the early fruit, the apricots. We've still got a few apricots and plums. It hurt some of them, but we're going to have some plums this year, which is more than we've had in the last 2 years. Peaches, we should have a nice crop. It got a few of those too. They were in full bloom in that one cold night, but there was enough bloom left that it seems to be a fairly nice crop of them. We've had good pollination weather since the apples have started blooming, and they peaked about 2 weeks ago. And now we're in the process of trying to take some of the fruit off because pollination was so successful. Bees had a great year pollinating this year. We brought in, I guess, around 75 hives, and we only left them in 2 weeks, which is probably a week shorter than a lot of years. And this They pollinated a lot of fruit, and we're trying to drop a little of it now so that chemically, so we don't have too much hand thinning to do. We got a long ways to go before fall. During the summer, I mean, we've had some hot weather, and we've been very lucky. We haven't had too many storms, but there's already been some around, and that is a big concern all summer. You see a cloud come up and you pray for rain, but then you start praying that there's no hail in it. So we're at the mercy of Mother Nature.
That's this year's State of the Bloom, and it definitely is a year-round process, because as soon as the blooms happen, then it becomes the apples, and you got to be for harvest. And you heard that he said they need to have some rain for the apples to grow, and then if you have a hailstorm, that could knock off the apples off the trees. So it's all a perfect balance for sure.
It is. Mother Nature plays a big, big part.
Everybody's looking so good in their pink and green today, and just having a blast on this beautiful, beautiful Friday, May the 3rd. We've got the Grand Feature, Glow Fiber Grand Feature Parade tomorrow, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed that it won't be showers like they're calling for.
I know.
And 50 degrees. We've had some 50-degree times here, haven't we, at the Firefighters Parade?
Yes. That wind would blow.
Yeah. One year, I don't know if you remember, there was thunderstorms in the area. And the bands, the high school and middle school bands, were not allowed to perform in the lightning.
Yep.
And so we lost all our bands. So I think that was like one of the quickest parades we've ever had.
Because we had no bands at all.
Yeah. Everybody was just rolling down through there. Now, before the main parade starts, there's the pre-parade antique division. And it looks like there's 1800s is the farthest back we go. And then looking down our list here of all of them, it really picks up the number of them, jumps from the 1950s on. And is that because of being able to probably find, Ron, like those in, you would say in the wild, in people's garages or something like that?
And, there's people right now looking for apparatus that they sold or somebody bought it or somebody got it and for some unknown reason another fire company bought it or an individual bought it. And people are really looking for them because we just found out there was an engine from Front Royal that they'd been looking for, engine 14, and they found out that it'd been scrapped. Finally. But they've been looking for it for years.
Yeah.
What they got that's mate, it's going to come through the parade. Brad Cressy's got that. And they got the 66 American France ladder truck. And they found those. The guy that had those had purchased them from Front Royal. So they got them back. The two guys got them back. And they've fixed them up as much as they can, But Leesburg, not Leesburg, I forgot now. There's one piece of apparatus coming through it's been 70 years ago.
Oh, wow.
70 years, in 1954, it was the best appearing fire apparatus in the parade.
Really?
It's going to be here today.
Oh, that's great.
So, just things like that. And people are actually looking for these old pieces that somebody rode, like I rode a fire truck in 1965, and I go back and look and, I like to find that piece of apparatus.
Right.
And some people are lucky enough that they find them. But others, find out they've been scrapped or junked or whatever, and but some people just, they'll get them, fix them up, and, they'll try to restore them to as much as the original as they can.
A lot of times you can't find the parts for them.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so you have to, it won't be truly original, but that's okay.
Right, and they were sold with gasoline engines in them.
Yeah.
And now they've got diesel engines on them. So they've been changed, but people don't really look at that. They look at the apparatus itself, 1954 or 1960, or whatever. But it's getting to be a big thing. And that's what we're looking for. We're trying for the actual 100th year, since they skipped years.
Yes.
The actual 100th year will be in.
Well, we're at 92 right now.
Yeah.
Is this for the firefighters parade?
No, for the apple blossom itself.
The parade, yeah.
And that's I think it was 2 years it missed, so it would make it. This would make 98, I think.
97.
But anyhow, yeah, when the 100th comes up, we want to try to get 100 antique fire apparatus in the parade.
That's neat.
So we're going to start working hard on that. The other directors in the firefighters activities are, we're all going to get our heads together and try to make this a big deal, for 100.
So believe it or not, if you think about it, the year 2000 was 24 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's 20. They consider antiques like 25 years.
Right.
So the modern apparatuses, what do people do with that when it's like, you don't think 2000 was that old, but it's almost 25 years old. What do people do with those now?
Well, you'll see some of those come through here today. There's, let's see, there's OWLs. OWL. It's
do sometimes they sell them to other like smaller fire companies and stuff?
They'll sell them to other fire departments, but then some individuals might end up with them.
Yeah.
After they've used it, we in Strasburg we had a 1966 Seagrave ladder truck that came from Fairfax County. And we rehabbed that thing. We took it all apart, put it all back together, and it was an open cab. We put a top on the cab on the tractor itself, and we fixed that thing up, and we used it for 12 years.
Oh, well, that's amazing.
We got it in 1989. We worked on it for 9 months. We put it all back together, and a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys.
I can't imagine.
Timmy Williams was the assistant fire chief in Strasburg at the time. And he put his life into that truck. And a lot of others did too. But we used that truck for 12 years, and we sold it to a collector in Canada.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, and it's the history of fire apparatus. People keep picking up on it, and so, even people who've never been firemen want a fire truck.
Yeah. That's a really neat thing.
So it gets good.
Yeah. It looks like we're getting ready to start here in just a few minutes with the pre-parade antique division. But before we do, let's take a quick break. The telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by United Bank and Umps Funeral Home.
Solenberger's Hardware hails from a different time, a time when life was hard, when the term handyman was unnecessary. Solenberger's Hardware's purpose is simple: to have the products to help hard-working people get the job done. We value family, God, country, and yes, bacon. 6 generations since 1888. Solenberger's Hardware. We were made in America.
To the 92nd Annual Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer, and we are getting ready. We can see the escorts coming up the road here. We've been waiting, excited to see all the, oh, yep, I see one of the first pieces right there.
Yep.
Yep, coming up the road. This is a Virginia State Police escort. And then we're supposed to have our town crier come through too.
He's right behind there.
As they're coming into the screen, this is the beginning of the pre-parade antique division. And as you can see, when it comes into view, you'll see that some of the earliest ones that they're on, they have to be on the back of a truck because they are like a cart.
Yeah, and there's the guys that used to pull them have gotten too old to pull them. Poor guys. Some of them, they did. They used to pull those things all the way through the parade.
You mean like walk and pull them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was a big deal back in the day. They would, they'd pull those things all the way through the parade. It was a big deal.
You can hear the town crier ringing the bell, ushering in the Firefighters parade.
He's been doing this for quite a while.
There he is. He's showing some love there. So Virginia is for lovers.
Yeah.
Giving some high fives to the kids from running the Blooming Mile. As long as he doesn't say the British are coming, I think we'll be okay.
Really?
There's some of those, some of the carts, that hose reels coming through, and these date back to the 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
1890s.
They're, and they've been well kept, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're well kept. Chuck Malone pulling that one. That belongs to him. And then the next one is, I think it belongs to Clyde Clark. But they're in fine condition.
I'm sure they've had, do you think they've had to replace the hoses?
Oh, yeah, they've done that.
Because that would probably rot after all those years, for sure.
But they've taken good care of the wood, and I mean, there was some of it that had to be replaced, but they've really fixed them up, painted them up. They really look nice.
Yeah.
And the old nozzles, those are solid brass nozzles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There was a lot of brass in the fire service back in the day.
They'd have to put that in some kind of body of water, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't have fire hydrants back then.
No.
Or tanker trucks.
No. And they would pull those old hose carts. They had the old hand pumpers.
It's that right there is the Old Dominion Historical Fire Society.
Yeah.
Is a lot of these ones in the antique division part of that society?
Yes. A lot. Probably 90% of them are members of the Old Dominion Historical Fire Society. This is Paul Lamps. He's one of the directors of Firefighters activities. His little his little Bronco there.
That's kind of like a brush truck, a modern-day brush truck. Yeah. Shepherdstown.
Paul does a lot for the Apple Blossom. He really does.
That's great to hear. And I like to see different generations of people like this right here. There's like a baby on there, young kids. That's amazing to spread that into the next generations.
Oh, it is. And these pieces of apparatus you see now are collectors. These people might not even have been a member of a fire department.
Yeah.
But they just like fire apparatus, so they go out and they'll buy something, like a small brush truck, or they call those mini pumpers or whatever, But people like them, so, they fix them up and do something with them.
Yep.
It's better than rotting it up.
Yep, for sure. This is Brentwood, originally.
Yeah, that's privately owned. The family owns that. And I'm not sure. I don't think they were ever in a fire department. I think they just bought the apparatus because they like fire apparatus.
Yeah. They got a bunch of kids on top of there.
Yeah.
I tell you, in years past, we've talked about the princesses on top of the fire apparatus.
Yeah,
and
honorary
freezing.
fire chiefs.
and then their little beautiful dresses and their shoulders and their arms out. I think that today's the perfect day for that.
Oh, yes, it is.
These guys, what's up, brother? That's funny. That's something they're doing on TikTok. There's this guy.
Right.
Oh, have you been? Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, I've seen some of it, yeah.
Oh, I love this one. They have like a cutout Dalmatian they're holding up. That's really cool. Yay for the Dalmatians. It's interesting that the Dalmatian is the symbol of the firefighters and all that, firehouses and all that stuff, because I hear that they're like really hyper.
They were coach dogs. That's the reason Budweiser has one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were coach dogs.
People waving at Ron here. He's popular. I can't even imagine getting one of these pieces.
I drove that fire truck right there back to the factory.
Oh, really? The one from Front Royal that just went past.
1974.
That is amazing. Like, I'm looking at this one, and I can't imagine how much it would cost to paint that nowadays.
That truck right there is the one I was talking about.
Oh, it is?
It was $66,000 brand new.
Oh, that is it. Wow.
That's $1 million today if you buy a new one.
The ladder truck there, yep. But yeah, the cost of paint, I've heard people talk about that just for vehicles nowadays is just out of sight. I can't imagine.
It costs $25,000, $30,000 to paint a fire truck.
Yeah. Now, why does it have that soft cover on there?
To protect the hose bed.
Oh, there's hoses in there?
Keep there's hose in the back of it. And they put a cover. They don't do that anymore. Well, some fire departments do.
Yeah.
But most don't. They cover the hose bed to keep the dirt and the snow
Makes
and
sense.
everything off of them. Yeah. But a lot of fire departments don't do that anymore.
Frederick County professional firefighters. So I guess the chief would drive this kind of vehicle, right?
Yeah. That's one of the little chief cars.
Yeah. That's a stuffed Dalmatian in there.
Yeah.
So about what year would you estimate that a tanker truck started, like a modern day tanker truck started being in our area? What'd you say?
Probably in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Late 80s, people. There was a few around that were homemade tankers, prior to that. But in the 80s, they started. People started buying tankers, and now today they buy like what we call pumper tankers that have got large volume pumps, like 1,000, 1,250, 1,500 gallon minute pumps, but they have 3,000 gallons of water.
Wow.
And a lot of them are not put on these on custom chassis. They buy like Kenworths, Peterbilt, stuff like that, because the truck is cheaper, but then they can get what they want on it, but the truck is powerful enough now. And they've come a long way with commercial vehicles. The custom apparatus is so expensive, so you take a Peterbilt or a KW, you can buy it for a little bit less and put the body and everything on it, so it still makes a good piece of apparatus, but you don't spend all of that money.
Yes. And I mean, for our area with all of the hills and valleys and mountains, like having that ability to have a tanker like that to help with mountain fires. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like this year we have had a lot in the area, a lot more than previous years.
Well, back in, let's see, was it March? It was March. They had the big fire in Page and Shenandoah County. That they utilized tankers. I mean, it was like every tanker in the valley was up there.
Yes, for sure. And of course, the modern day, the airplanes drop that solution, which is great. Yeah.
Helicopters got to drop water.
Yeah.
There's some nice old fire apparatus in here, though.
Why did fire trucks have open tops?
Well, back in the day, it was the officer, and this, all the fire departments had open cabs, the big cities. And not many rural fire departments had open cabs because they didn't need it for the reason. But the officer, the riding officer, could see the smoke. He could look at the intersections. He would actually stand up in the apparatus and check the intersections before the fire truck ever got there. And there was a lot of things, by the open cab that were beneficial to the driver and the officer. But on the other hand, you froze to death in the wintertime.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You got wet, the snow. You had windshield wipers on the inside and outside of the...
On the inside, too?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was... So, but then it's like it took a turn and everybody started getting closed cab fire apparatus. Then they came with the closed cab with still had the jump seats, like this one right here.
Yeah.
They had the jump seats. Well, then they said, well, we got to close the cabs up, take everybody off the back step. So they shortened the back step up so you can't ride it anymore, and they completely closed the cab. And the apparatus today is like, you can almost, you can stand up in the back of a piece of fire apparatus today and change clothes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh.
But it's a lot of difference,
I spy Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, here he
It's
comes.
like his 80th birthday this year.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Smokey.
Just spoke to those people downtown a while ago. And they've got I think it's a 1956 Chevrolet truck. It's a pumper. It's painted up like that. It's the old government truck. And they wanted to bring it, but it had some mechanical problems. They couldn't bring it. But it's really a nice piece of apparatus. It's really been taken good care of.
That's a super pumper right there. Now, they have different colored hoses. Does that mean different things? There's a white, a blue, and a red.
You have your handles, to operate each, and your blue line is marked blue, red line is marked red.
That makes sense.
And your blue line's 250, we'll say, your blue line's 250 foot, your red line's 200 foot.
Yeah.
Your white line's 250, so on and so forth.
Yeah, because when you're in the middle of all that going on, it's good to have that to help you, know what's going on.
Like going in that house right there. You're parked down here on the street. Well, I better take 250 with me.
Yeah.
Instead of 200,
And if they were all like white or beige, you'd be like, okay, which one is which?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
So when you have to think quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed a lot of the more modern fire apparatuses like this one here, they have those compartments there.
Yeah, see, this is a heavy rescue squad. And the heavy rescue squads have all the compartmentation. That one has a small pump on it, water pump, but it's different apparatus for different jobs. And I think that all this apparatus and OWL's apparatus is privately owned now, I believe.
Well, you needed those Jeeps back in the day to get up in those all-terrain kind of situations. Oh, and that's got some pumps and all that stuff on there, it looks like.
You see a lot of these fire apparatus manufacturers are out of business. So
yes.
Like Maxim, Peter Persh. Some of those, they're out of business. They couldn't compete. So
now we got squad number 7 right here, but behind them, this truck back here is showing off.
Yeah. That's a tractor drawn aerial. That was truck 11 in Fairfax County. Strasburg, we had old Truck 8, and then there was Truck 10 and Truck 18 were all the same vintage, 1966. But they were the good old trucks. We took that truck right there and we put a top on it, completely refurbished it. I mean, it was, and we used it for 12 years.
Have you ever driven the back?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Is it a hard thing to do?
No, not once you get used to it.
Oh, that's good. Oh. What in the world? He straightened her back up. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
When they took off, he's like, we're going to straighten her back up.
Now this fire truck right here in Herndon, that won the best appearing fire apparatus in 1954.
Wow. That's the one that won 1954. That's amazing.
Yep.
It still got shine to it.
Yeah, it does. He takes good care of it.
Man, I am sitting here and I'm enjoying all this, and I am starving because of the smells in the air.
I am too.
You smell popcorn, and then you have a smell of those cotton candy, and then those nuts.
Hot dogs across the street, chili dogs.
And then the funnel cakes.
Yeah, that's what I smell.
The cinnamon nuts. I think that's what I keep smelling throughout the day, too. So.
I love those chili dogs over there.
Oh, yeah. As those are sold every year by the Boy Scouts over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been there ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
They've been on that corner.
Yeah. What's so neat about this is always how so many people are brought in from this Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, West Virginia to come to this.
No, it is.
And bring all these. I mean, they have to travel some distance.
Well, see, that's like Kaiser, West Virginia brought the old antique. Then they bought a Chiefs vehicle. And then they bought another engine.
They're in their dress blues. Look at that.
Oh yeah, they're sharp. They're sharp fire department.
Man, it looks like we're rounding out the pre-parade antique division right there.
That was the last one.
Yep. Originally from Clearbrook. And finishing off before we get into Division 1 is the Winchester Pipes and Drums. This is their 21st year for participation in the Apple Blossom Festival parades. Hey, they've been here as long as you have. Look at those cuties holding the banner right there coming down. That's not an easy job holding that banner and walking this whole parade route.
They're dressed like everybody else.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they'd stop and play Amazing Grace.
It's really neat to see people of all ages participating in that band.
It is.
Yeah, keeping that tradition going.
I'd love to be able to play bagpipes.
Yeah. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Highway Motors International and First Bank. We'll be right back.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
Insurance. Aren't you glad you have it when you need it? From your home, your business, those daily commutes and longer trips. Partlow Insurance has an insurance solution for your every need. Every aspect of your life deserves to be covered properly. Not just any insurance will do. At Partlow Insurance, we'll help you see it all more clearly. Our job is to protect what matters most to you. Call Partlow Insurance today and we'll personally take care of your needs.
Annual Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Daniel Hedges with Ron Cromer. And we are here. We just finished up the pre-parade antiques division. And this first division officially of the parade is usually filled. I was talking with someone earlier. That's where you have a lot of your celebrities, the Grand Marshal, all that kind of stuff. They make their way down through in this Division 1. You'll be able to see a lot of honorary fire and rescue chiefs. And what that means, that is, can you explain the honorary fire and rescue chiefs to us, Ron?
It's
I love their dresses, but I don't. Do they do a pageant?
The fire departments themselves will have a little pageant, you know, a contest, and then they take the winner from that, and then they enter them in the Apple Blossom, the Honorary Fire Chief's Apple Blossom.
Oh, okay.
That's on. It's usually held in April. I think March or April, and they really do. They I think this year they had they only didn't have very many participants because that's getting like everything else. The volunteers, you know, they can't attend the parade, so they're not having an honorary fire chief.
Yeah.
But it's still a good thing because it gets the kids involved, and it's a start for them to like get in other beauty contests.
Yes.
And I know we had some honorary fire chiefs in Strasburg that were actually became the Shenandoah County Fair, and then went on to be in the Miss Virginia contest.
Yeah.
So it's a really thing. But they have a contest, and then they have the contest for the Apple Blossom, and then whoever the winner of that is, the out-of-town fire chief. It's the first piece of apparatus that you'll see from out of town.
Okay.
And then the county or the city, when they pick their chief, like from the county departments and the city departments,
right,
that apparatus will be the first in the county piece. That's the winner
that starts
of that.
the different divisions?
Yeah, they have the out-of-town honorary fire chief and the in-town honorary fire chief.
Yeah.
So it's really nice, and the ladies put on, they put it on are really good. The two ladies that just retired, they had been doing it for Golda Putman and them had been doing it for God knows how long. They would, but now these other ladies have taken over, and they're doing a pretty good job too.
Yep.
But it's one of those things where it happens before the bloom, but
right,
you know, you have to know what's going on. So
yep. Well, we're going to take a quick break before Division 1 starts. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Partlow Insurance and Virginia Military Institute.
You do things your way. Your bank should too. From banking to lending to wealth management. When you need financial services built just for you, we're the bank for that. What's important to you matters to us too. You've got your hands full. We're here to make things like banking, loans, and investment services more manageable so you can focus on what really matters. We'll look at your financial services needs holistically and come up with solutions that fit your life just the way you like.
What makes Trex worth it? As the industry leader, we create a product both our employees and our customers can be proud of.
It makes me feel proud that, hey, my team made this, and this is going to be on someone's house one day.
I take a lot of pride when I go places and see our product, and I'm very proud to say that I'm part of this company.
Every board we make is more than 95% recycled materials.
Everything that we're doing, you can really see the impact, and it makes you feel really good.
Trex, proud to be locally grown.
Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Hang Ten Car Wash Firefighters Parade. And we're underway, Division 1 kicking off with the City of Winchester Police Department as the official escorts. And then we have the official banner for the Firefighters Parade. And the sponsorship banner for Hang Ten Car Wash. You know, last year, they had just announced they were coming.
Yeah.
And then now, you know.
They're still here.
Yeah, they got opened back up.
Yeah, they finally got their car wash open here in Winchester.
Yeah.
And they're building the one in Front Royal.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, yeah. And these car washes, Ron, I don't know if you've noticed, now you can do like a subscription.
Oh, yeah.
And have like a monthly payment and go in anytime you want to.
That's it. I do it too. I like keeping my car clean.
My dad always was like, don't go into those ones that have brushes because they'll like scrape your car all up. So a lot of them are touchless now.
Yeah.
When they come to car washes. So we have a little bit of a break here for a moment. A lot of great stuff going on still this weekend. Of course, tomorrow afternoon is the Glow Fiber main parade.
Grand feature parade, yeah.
Yeah, and that is tomorrow. A lot of great stuff tonight. We've got still the 80s dance party going on, the fireworks here after the Firefighters Parade here at Hanley High School, the Queen's Ball. I'm telling you, I keep saying this, and it must be because I'm hungry, but the food and the dinners and all that stuff that people are enjoying this week, that's amazing. I came through downtown Winchester today because I came through from Berkeley Springs up 522, and of course it lands you right down that, there was detours everywhere. Yeah. But people were coming out of the different places and just in their pink and green and just having a great time.
Well, we had, like I said earlier, we had a big crowd of people out there to the firefighters' activities today, and it was really nice, the weather. But, you know, if you had bad weather, you don't get the people.
Yeah.
But today has been a beautiful day. And we had the food out there today. God, that stuff was so good. We had Clay's barbecue from Front Royal right there.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he had brisket and pulled pork barbecue and French fries. And I mean, it was just delicious. Mm-hmm. And everybody was, raving about it. And then we had ice cream. Ice cream truck was there. The soft serve ice cream truck. I can't remember the name, but it was, they had lines there all day long.
Yeah. If you're not from the Winchester area, you might not realize that everything shuts down. There's no school.
No, nothing.
Shenandoah University is closed.
Nothing.
Different, like doctors, dentists, all them, they all close.
Party.
Yeah, and on Friday, especially, they're closed so that everybody can, partake in the festivities.
Oh, yeah. And it's, the city of Winchester and Frederick County, they're gracious enough to do that, to shut the streets down and take care of, like the firefighters,
Yep.
I mean, it's all done for the people.
Yep.
But it is just tremendous. The volunteers and stuff that come out. Here comes Hang 10 now.
Yep, they were next in line behind the banners. They were supposed to be the sponsor vehicle. Hang 10 Car Wash. And it is look how shiny that is.
Oh, yeah. You tell they went through the car wash.
Maybe that's what the delay was. They just pulled out of the car wash.
They're great people. They really are.
Rob Allison, thank you so much for sponsoring this parade tonight.
They're great people.
Tell us what this Hang 10 means to the community. Why do you want to be involved? It's your brand new business.
They got another vehicle coming up the road behind them. In this division, we're going to see the Grand Marshals. We're going to see some of the, he's blowing the horn, official cars from the mayor is going to be on the way, and our honorary Grand Marshal. And wait till I tell you about him. He's a name that you definitely will recognize here in the Winchester area. And of course, the director of the Firefighters Parade, and we got bands on the way coming up too.
And we got a lot of bands in the Firefighters Parade this year.
Yeah. In fact, coming up here in the second division is a combination of 3 middle schools that have gotten together to perform. So I think that's a pretty neat thing. Still got some Hang 10 car wash vehicles. Van's looking real sharp.
Can I interview you over here? Up next, I interview President Tracy Fitzsimmons. Great house party you're having here. What does the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival mean to you?
And you might be hearing a little bit of a rumbling. And that's because the Shenandoah High School band is on their way up past here.
Do you have a favorite event? I know that might be hard to pick, but which one do you love the most?
Oh, giving the Hang 10 sign. And the cowboy hat. Oh, handing out some coupons to the crowd. The Shenandoah High School Marching Band is from Stevens City, Virginia, and they are under the direction of Joel Cosner, 21-time VBODA Virginia Honor Band, 13-time Blue Ribbon Medal Music Department, and selected as the 2023 VMBC State Championship finalist band. Let's take a listen.
Up next, the Shenandoah High School Marching Band, led by Director Joel Cosner. We're 21-time Virginia Honor Band, 13-time Blue Ribbon Award Music Department, selected as the 2023 State Championship finalist, 7 straight unanimous superior ratings. Everybody, Shenandoah Warrior High School Marching Band.
Playing some Lady Gaga, Bad Romance there. It's so neat to hear like modern day songs played by the bands.
Yeah. I don't hear that very much, you know? They're sharp looking people.
Coming up behind the band, we've got the theme banner, and of course celebrating 100 years of the Apple Blossom Festival. 1924 with the one-day festival. The division sponsor right here, Apple Federal Credit Union, a pillar of Winchester community for more than 30 years and a longtime supporter of the Apple Blossom Festival.
Comes the Grand Marshal.
You can stop by their branch on South Loudon Street to see how you can earn $50 with a new youth account for a limited time. Hey, you can't beat 50 bucks.
No.
That gets some gas, a little bit of gas nowadays.
I know. A little bit of gas.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
So this is our Firefighters Marshal. He is from the Voice 2023. And he is a country singer, and you can see him this weekend at the country music concert, Huntley. And I just recently heard an interview with him because he's a little edgy for country. And people were like, are you going to rap and are you going to be country? And he's like, you know what? I am who I am. And evidently people liked him because he won The Voice last year.
Yeah.
So somebody went, Huntley. Frederick County Sheriff's Department. Stephen City Fire and Rescue.
From the Stephen City Fire and Rescue Company, we have a Ford F-250. Chief, how are you, sir?
Comes Middletown after Stephen City.
The winner of the Miss In-Town Honorary Fire and Rescue.
Here is the Miss In-Town Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief 2024, Avery Onica. And she's very excited. Getting the crowd riled up.
Yeah, she does.
Hello, Avery. Welcome.
Now they have one of those pieces I was talking about. They have a 2003 in their fleet of vehicles, which is heading to be almost, 25 years old. Oh, they got a real Dalmatian.
Oh, yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
they
the
do.
little things in life. Look at that baby up there.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Aw. Or her. Oh, waving at the camera. I think that's been my favorite thing in all the years I've been doing this.
Is that
I finally
right?
got to see a Dalmatian. All right. Behind that, we have the James Wood High School Marching Band under the direction of Jeffrey Rutherford. They got that deep royal blue right there,
Yeah,
and their
They're
apple
sh-
blossom flags.
they're sharp.
In the official car right here, we have the City of Winchester Police Chief, Amanda Behan, excuse me. Oh, look at her hair. It's all braided with
Yeah.
the pink and
Different
green.
colors,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I love that. Really getting into the spirit. Right here we have the Elkton Fire Company with their Miss Honorary Fire Chief.
Welcome, thank you.
Sometimes, unfortunately, we can't tell you what their names are because we don't have them on our paper and they don't have them on the truck. So,
No,
but
we don't know.
congratulations to her. Oh, here comes the Queen. Doesn't she look beautiful? Queen's mother and grandmother, Queen Shenandoah. And the festival president right there, Sharon Gromling.
Yeah, she has done a wonderful job the past 2 years.
And then behind them is mother and grandmother, which have both been
Queens.
queens.
Yeah. Yeah, Sharon's done a terrific job.
Sharon Brown, Sharon, how are you? Sure you're pleased. Happy Apple Blossom. She's with Queen Shenandoah. Joy.
And let me tell you, when you are Queen Shenandoah, you don't sleep
No.
for like 4 days because you're like from one event to another event to another event.
Drag
like the
you around.
coronation
Yeah.
was at like noon today.
Right.
Then the parade. Then
Right.
they go to the ball.
Right.
Then she has the parade and all that stuff tomorrow. And then sometimes they show up at like the 80s dance
yeah.
at like midnight.
Yeah.
There's the mother and grandmother.
They'll be out there tonight.
Of course, her grandmother is President Gerald Ford's daughter.
Yes.
She was crowned Queen Shenandoah in 1975. Now we have Greenwood Volunteer and Fire and Rescue with Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Amelia Robbins.
It's kind of out of line.
Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Amelia Lee Robbins.
And then coming up in this honorary car is the Winchester Fire and Rescue Chief.
John Henschel.
Yep.
Up next, being driven in a beautiful burgundy Ford Mustang is Winchester City Fire Chief John Henschel. John, how are you, sir? Happy Apple Blossom. Good to see you, Chief.
Behind him, we've got the Star Tannery Volunteer Fire and Rescue with the 2019 Ford F-250.
Virginia 2019 Ford F-250. Utility truck number 17. Frederick County, Virginia. Dennis Grill. Dennis, hello, sir.
And yes, you hear some drums because the John Hanley High School Marching Band is coming up with Doug Harrison as the band director, Amy Stock as the guard instructor, drum majors James Mave and Evan Anov. And they are playing tonight. Let's take a listen. That's the John Hanley High School Marching Band. Sounding really good today.
Yeah. Good short.
Of course, they do have home field advantage since, you know,
We're on
their school's
we're
right
on
there.
Their property.
This is Dan Cunningham, president of the Frederick County Fire and Rescue Association.
Up next, driven by Mr. Price and his beautiful Mustang, license plate number 8. Beautiful. Dan Cunningham, President, Frederick County Fire and Rescue Association. Dan, thank you.
Now see, it's gotten a little darker. And like what I was saying, when it gets a little bit darker, I love seeing the lights. And they are really shining right now. Our blue skies disappeared, Ron.
I know.
It's getting a little windy and colder. Hopefully it won't start raining. This is the Gainsborough Volunteer Fire and Rescue with Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Sydney Sowers.
Black sheep from Gainsborough, Virginia, wagon number 16, Sydney Sowers. She's from 2024 Miss Gainsborough Honorary Fire Chief. Hello, Sydney.
Yes, this is the fire chief of Frederick County Fire and Rescue.
Asphalt paving truck. You can see this at Rock Harbor often. Steve Majak, Chief, Frederick County Fire and
Steve
Rescue.
Majak.
Majak.
Mm-hmm. That's our Grand Marshal for the Grand Feature Parade, but he's here tonight. He's a Hanley High School 07 graduate. 87, excuse me. 1987 high school graduate from Hanley. And John, he has been on, he's an actor, producer, director. He, most notably, if you watch the show on NBC called This Is Us, he was Miguel on there. You can watch that now online in repeats. And you'll get to see him again tomorrow.
From the Round Hill Volunteer.
We got the Round Hill Community Fire and Rescue, and their pieces of apparatus are, I mean, they're new. 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Pierce Custom. The Hill, I love that.
Rescue Engine 15.
We have 2 units in, a 2022 Pierce Enforcer. Okay.
I love the combination of the black and red. That's sharp.
Yeah, the gray and red. A lot of them new now are getting the, like a dark gray and red. It really looks good.
This is the Gore Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company.
Gore, Virginia, company number 14.
They have a piece of apparatus right there from 2022 Pierce Enforcer. It's 1,000 gallons. And then behind them, she gets her own special car.
Yeah.
The yellow Corvette. Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Anna Kathleen Curran. Oh, she's got that wave down.
Yeah, got the wave.
That's hard to keep that up the whole time. Doing a good job. Good smile.
There she is.
Here comes the mayor, Mayor John David Smith, Jr., City of Winchester. He's not brave enough to sit on the back.
No. Mayor of the City of Winchester, John David Smith. Mayor Smith, congratulations here. Great event. Excellent.
Behind the mayor, we've got the Clearbrook Fire Company.
The Clearbrook Volunteer Fire Department.
And they've got Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Aspen Roderick.
Driven in a F550, lucky number 13.
And she is joined by 2024 Junior Miss Atlee Kitts. And this gentleman that's coming up, he is the Honorary Grand Marshal, and you'll be able to hear him tomorrow as he is part of the broadcast. It's Barry Lee. Barry has been a part of the Bloom for years, volunteering countless deeds to support the Bloom. For over 30 years, he has announced the Grand Feature Parade. He's going to do double duty tomorrow, Ron. He's going to be in the parade, and then he's going to come up here and announce the parade. And I mean, his heart for fundraising, for causes is just amazing.
Oh, it is. It really is.
I think it's great that they have him as honorary.
Yeah, it is.
Honorary Grand Marshal this year. I always enjoyed listening to him on the radio. Yeah. Coming up, this is the official fire truck, and that's Tabitha Luttrell, Director of the Firefighters Parade. And she has a fake Dalmatian with her.
Yeah.
You'll need to talk to her and see if she can have a real one next time.
Tribute American of France of the city and town of Millbrook, company number 3. Director of the Firefighters Parade, Tabitha Luttrell. Tabitha, thank you. You know how much work you do for the fire department and Apple Blossom. Thank you so much.
Coming up, we've got the Millbrook High School Marching Band. They're a very proud part of Millbrook High School, located here in Winchester. Established in 2003, the Millbrook Band program is a 9-time Virginia Band and Orchestra Directors Association Virginia Honor Band and includes several different ensembles. The bands are fortunate to be supported by their boosters organization. The Millbrook High School Band Booster Association is one of the reasons they are here and looking so sharp today.
Yes, they do look sharp.
It takes a village.
A lot of money in those uniforms.
The Indiana Jones theme, but tomorrow is May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you. Star Wars. Let's hear some Star Wars music. From Middletown, Virginia, it's the Middletown Fire Company with Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Caitlin Breeden. Now, would you call that, is that a heavy rescue?
Yeah, it's a rescue engine, yeah. They've got Hurst equipment and so on and so forth on it.
Welcome.
On top of everything else that goes on here during the week, there is sports. They've had all kinds of sports heroes come, and Rocky here, he has quite the history on and off the field. He's a veteran. He's a great football player, and we're glad to have him here in Winchester. Super Bowl champion, all that good stuff. We got the Shawnee Volunteer Fire Department.
City of Winchester. City company.
For the Shawnee Volunteer Fire Department, company number 4, 2016 Ford F-450, and 2006 Pierce Lance. Big Nate Protectors on the south side.
Still the Shawnee. The first Firefighters Fighter Academy class of 2024. That's amazing right there.
Yeah.
You were talking about people coming up through and keeping
Training.
the tradition going. So that's great to have that Firefighters Academy.
Fire departments have been advertising,
Yep.
We need volunteers, and training is free.
And the beautiful dress right there is 2024 Miss Apple Blossom Madison Marchant. We still got a little bit left in Division 1. We got some little cheerleaders on the way. You'll see them here come on screen in a minute. They're doing some cheerleading routines. Let's take a quick break, since we have a little bit break in the action. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Advanced Implant and Periodontal Specialists and Trex.
If the Affordable Connectivity Program ends, your home internet access could too. But you don't have to get left in the dark, because Xfinity has your back. So you can keep up with work, school, streaming, and even gaming too. All you need for today and for everything to come. Plans start at just $9.95 a month, with equipment included. Don't compromise. Stay connected with confidence. Get fast, reliable home internet from Xfinity.
Here's to the stargazers, to the up-all-nighters, and the rise and shiners. Here's to the trailblazers and the smile makers, to the never-give-uppers, to new friends and new arrivals. Here's to the Valley and all of us who call it home. Valley Health.
Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer here, and we are almost done with Division 1, but not quite yet. Right now, we've got these gorgeous little cheerleaders, the Winchester Frederick County Youth Football League cheerleaders. Yeah, good job. Behind them, we have the Reynolds Store Volunteer Fire and Rescue.
1995 Post Quantum and a 2017 Ford F550 Custom Ford.
And we've got behind them, looks like we have an honorary fire chief there. Her name is Aubrey McCarty. Oh, her dress glows. We got another special car on the way up here. I believe it's the ladies horticultural speaker, Kara Dixon, Deputy Director of Video Production for the Senate Democratic Media Center for the U.S. Senate. Say that 20 times fast.
Yes.
But the
Rubber
cool
baby
thing
buggy
is,
bumpers.
yeah, the cool thing is she's a Hanley High School graduate from 2010.
Up next is the ladies horticulture speaker, Kara Dixon. She's the Deputy Director of the U.S. Senate. Kara, welcome. Thank you for being here. Driven by Pamela in her beautiful Cadillac. Hello, Pam.
Behind her right there is Miss 2024 Miss Apple Blossom Outstanding Teen, Miss Caitlin Jewell. Hi, Caitlin.
2024 Miss Apple Blossom Teen, Miss Caitlin Jewell. Congratulations.
And this is always a meaningful time here. Everybody saluting the Korean War Veterans Association, Shenandoah Valley Chapter 313.
Yes.
Includes members of the U.S. military that fought in the Korean War and defended the Korean Peninsula from 1950 to present day in what is still our nation's longest war.
Such a special unit. Thank you so much for being here. Major General Lee, thank you.
Thank you so much for your service. Oh, he has a sign up pointing at Pearl.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your service. Welcome.
And the crowd, if you look at your screen, they are standing up and applauding. That's awesome.
Fine old gentleman there.
Yep. Behind them is the North Mountain Volunteer Fire and Rescue. This is a 2021 Spartan Metro Star.
The North Mountain Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company and 2021 Spartan Metro Star.
And here comes Snoopy.
Right here we have the Winchester Fire and Rescue Department. Now you said, is this different from the Shawnee? There's two here in Winchester?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, right here, we've got the official fire truck kids marshal. It's Snoopy. And he is being loaned here today from King's Dominion. They made a big announcement about that earlier in the month, about how Snoopy is allowed to be here and participate in the Firefighters Parade, and we're so glad to see. Of course, Snoopy made his first appearance on October 4th, 1950, 2 days after the first Peanuts strip.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the first division.
They brought him out to the kids' activities today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to him?
No, I'm busy over
You're
there.
too busy. You can see on your screen coming into view our official escorts of Division 2. It's the City of Winchester Sheriff's Department. The weather has really changed since we started.
Yes, it has.
The temperature has dropped, the wind's picked up a little bit, and the sun has went back behind the clouds, which earlier there was no clouds.
Yeah, I know. Clear blue sky.
I know.
Here come the flags.
So the sponsors of Division 2 are Victory Lane Quick Oil Change. And the ladies there are holding the banner for Division 2.
The Academy is affiliated with United Methodist Church.
And we got Randolph making the Academy.
Celebrating its 132nd year. The Regiment now commanders Cadet Colonel Caleb Wilson from Fort Worth, Virginia.
There they are. Victory Lane Quick Oil Change. And then the truck behind them that is coming into view is another one that is talking about Victory Lane Quick Oil Change. It says, oh, it's got a QR code. Get your phone out, Ron. You can save 15% off your next oil change. There you go. Those QR codes are pretty neat. Right here, we've got the Randolph-Macon Academy Marching Band. They're from Front Royal, Virginia. I always like this part because I always like to look at all the flags.
Yeah.
See if we can find them. The entry is composed of the award-winning Academy Band, Color Guard, and Flag Corps, carrying the flags of the 50 states. Cadets hail from 21 different states and 18 countries from across the globe.
I love those flags.
Yes. Oh, I see mine. I see West Virginia. Do you see Virginia?
Oh, yeah.
A round of applause for Randolph-Macon Academy Marching Band.
Coming up behind them, we have the official car of the prayer brunch speaker, Brian Dobson, author, speaker, and he is he is the son, that's what I'm trying to say, of Focus on the Family founder, Dr. James Dobson. And Ryan, along with his wife, Laura, speak around the country nearly every weekend in churches strengthening families and marriages. He's an author of 6 books, including multiple bestsellers. Dobson is a radio host and has a top 20 iTunes podcast.
From the American Red Cross.
Behind Ryan is the American Red Cross of the Greater Shenandoah Valley. With their strong network of volunteers, donors, and partners in the Winchester area, the Red Cross has assisted 200 families impacted by disasters, installed more than 1,300 smoke alarms, collected more than 11,000 units of blood for patients in need, provided nearly 800 services to members of the armed forces, trained more than 7,000 people in first aid and CPR, and trained more than 700 students in preparedness education. And they're always, always looking for the gift of life, which is blood. And you can give blood and get more information by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or go to redcrossblood.org to find a local donation place near you.
From nearby Cape and Bridge, West Virginia.
We got Cape and Bridge Volunteer Fire Department from Cape and Bridge, West Virginia.
Accompanied by 1996 Freightliner, FL7.
I love that painting on that one. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure that is probably a view from there in Cape and Bridge. In the beautiful mountains of West Virginia.
You're really on West Virginia tonight, aren't you?
I love Virginia too. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. This is Miss Virginia, Katie Rose. See? Yay, Miss Virginia.
Miss Virginia 2023. Katie Rose.
She's probably going to be ending her reign here and crowning a brand new one here pretty soon.
Yes, yes. What was it, July?
Probably something like that, yeah.
It's been a successful year for her. You follow her on social media, Miss Virginia. You can check all the kids.
That's her security behind her.
Huh.
That's pretty cool. Didn't know
it
like
is.
a Miss Virginia would have security, but she does.
Yes.
Oh. Look at that light. That's pretty cool. We got the Glasgow Volunteer Fire Department. And they're bringing a few pieces of equipment here today. Water rescue. Now, you have to educate me on where Glasgow is. Do they have a lot of water area in their area?
There's a lake there. Lake. Can't remember. It's a lake.
A lake, okay. I'm really trying to do a good job at educating myself about our surrounding area because, I mean, you could be 30 minutes away from somewhere and it's a town you don't even realize.
Oh, yeah. Glasgow's pretty
just
good.
up the road, you know?
Glasgow's pretty good ways down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just south of Lexington, Virginia.
Yeah, I can't remember that lake.
Right here we have the Daniel Morgan Middle School Marching Riflemen behind the Glasgow Volunteer Fire Department.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like they're playing some Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call, Ron? Ghostbusters. Right here we got the Front Royal. Volunteer Fire and Rescue. And we have Miss Honorary Fire and Rescue Chief Taylor Seelock.
In Reba. That's his car's name.
Lenny Milholland and Senator Timmy French.
Yeah.
Frederick County Sheriff is Lenny Milholland.
Frederick County Sheriff Lenny Milholland. He's been accompanied by Virginia Senator Timmy French. Sheriff, I know you love Apple Blossom Dad. What's your favorite part of the festival?
The PA announcer, Charles Harbaugh, there talking to the sheriff.
French. Okay, Timmy, your first Apple Blossom as Senator, your observation.
My question is always, where do these gentlemen find the pink jackets? I'm sure that's hard to find. And once you get it, you got to hang on to it.
Yeah. I just never could see myself wearing one. I don't know why, but I just...
Next year, I'm getting you a pink T-shirt.
We had those one year.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, hey, that's something we didn't get this year.
Yep, yep. So this is, and so cool because in the wind, her drape there is flying around. This is Sydney Spencer, Miss Virginia Association of Fairs 2024.
McGruff.
Yep, McGruff, the crime dog. From the Winchester Police. VIP. Volunteers in Policing. The Volunteers of Policing is a volunteer organization that assists the Winchester Police Department with community events. The Volunteer in Policing began in 1998 and has 35 current members. This is Valley Medical Transport. They have 3 different vehicles, two Ford Explorers and a Ford E450.
Georgia, huge football fan. I'm sure Rocky Blyer is great, but what do you think about Archie Manning tomorrow?
Man, Archie Manning, he's somebody that had political careers, and he's very proud of his kids. But Archie Manning has a great career as well with Ole Miss and the Saints, so looking forward to meeting him as well.
Frederick County Public Schools Superintendent George Hunter, please give a round of applause.
All right, let's take a quick break right now. The festival would like to thank Anthony's Pizza and Malloy Toyota for their community support.
Glow Fiber brings a new kind of internet experience to you. What is Glow Fiber? We're not a faceless corporation full of gimmicks and contracts with distant, unresponsive support. Nope, not us. We are a local fiber optic internet provider with decades of experience serving customers like you. With Glow, you get symmetrical speeds, simple competitive pricing, and highly rated local customer support. Learn more and visit glowfiber.com today. Firefighters Parade, and we are having a great time tonight.
Yes, we are.
This is Efron Ramirez, excuse me. He was Pedro in the movie Napoleon Dynamite. He is court ambassador for the Queen's coronation. He's playing a harmonica. Potomac River Keepers. And coming up here we have Wayne Wetzel.
Chief of the Clark County Fire and Rescue Department, Wayne Wetzel.
And he is the chief.
Clark County Fire and Rescue.
Yes, thank you. Chief of Clark County Fire and Rescue. And behind him, Jameswood Middle School, Admiral Richard E. Byrd and Ayler Band all combined. Playing a song by Usher, DJ's Got Us Fallen in Love. 3 great middle schools from the area combining. And they sound really good for middle schoolers, because usually
Yes,
in
they
middle
do.
school, that's when they're just starting out.
Yeah, they really sound good.
Yeah. We got the North Warren Volunteer Fire and Rescue. Brush truck. And then behind them, it's the Drug Enforcement Administration. They are proud to present the One Pill Can Kill Hot Rod. Visit DEA.gov to learn more about the deadly effects of fentanyl throughout the area and how you can help.
One pill can kill hot rod. Learn more about the deadly effects of fentanyl throughout the areas and how you can help.
Behind them, it's the Greater Springfield Volunteer Fire Department. They have come here from Springfield, Virginia. Welcome to Winchester.
They still have quite a few volunteers.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a bigger town too.
Yeah, it's in Fairfax County.
Yeah. And coming on to view is Delegate Dolores Oates of the 31st District Representative.
It's her first year. She is really doing a good job, fantastic job. Her and Timmy French both.
Next from the 31st District, Representative Delegate.
You know, I was going to say, you were talking about things that come and go, and I was like, when I was little, there were baton twirlers, and you don't see that much.
You don't.
But look at this right here.
Yeah.
It's the Shenandoah Valley Winter Guards. Oh, man, I would love to do that, like twisting that thing in the air. But I'm clumsy, so it'd probably hit me in the face.
That's me. I'd have 2 black eyes.
So I played basketball in high school, and I thought middle school, and I got hurt, and I'm like, I'm going to do flags, because that's really cool to be able to do that stuff. But they talked me into basketball, and so I played in high school and then went in college and wasn't going to play, and they were like, please play, and I was like, okay. So
You never did get to hold your flag.
No, I never got to do the flag or the baton twirling or anything like that.
Well, the good Lord was telling you something.
Now, here is an interesting, this is the 2024 Apple Pie Baking Contest winners. And what's really cool is the young lady, she is the junior apple pie winner. Yeah. The first place in the adult section, she didn't think she was going to win, so she planned a trip. So that ends up being the second place, and that is the little girl's grandmother. So.
I love this competition. It's like my, favorite thing to do throughout the year. I look forward to it. And it's great to win because I get to enjoy more of the Apple Blossom Festival. Like I go to the ladies' horticulture luncheon, which is a really good experience. I get to meet a lot of new people. It's great.
I love winning. I just, so I won 2 years ago and then judged last year because the winners normally do. So this year I came in with, I wasn't expecting to win at all. Like I had a bunch of plans made and stuff for this weekend, and so it was a big surprise, but also an honor because I really do love to bake, and I hope that shows in my pie, so hopefully it does.
And that's the Apple Pie Baking Contest winners. That's a huge part of the Apple Blossom.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It's a very tasty part.
Yeah. I had an apple pie the other day. I was craving it so bad. Here is Robin Davenport, and he is the 2024 National Rurtan President.
Robin Davenport, 2024 National Rurtan President. Robin, thank you.
This is the Luray Volunteer Rescue Squad, Luray, Virginia.
Luray Rescue Squad, established in 1969. Company number 303.
And the beautiful, beautiful pink gown right there is Miss West Virginia Teen. And her name is Allison Dodson.
Next band is East Hardy High School from Baker, West Virginia, Director Robert Thompson.
Behind Allison there, we've got another marching band. It's the East Hardy High School out of Baker, West Virginia. The director is Robert Thompson.
Who's this?
This is East Hardy High School.
Beautiful Sky Meadows State Park. And Network 50 Parkway is here. That's the Adele plane.
The festival would like to thank Tully Dental for sponsoring the festival events hosted at the James R. Wilkins Jr. Athletics and Events Center at Shenandoah University. We'll be right back.
If the Affordable Connectivity Program ends, your home internet access could too. But you don't have to get left in the dark, because Xfinity has your back. So you can keep up with work, school, streaming, and even gaming too. All you need for today and for everything to come. Plans start at just $9.95 a month, with equipment included. Don't compromise. Stay connected with confidence. Get fast, reliable home internet from Xfinity.
I gotta say, I really feel so much better about our finances after talking to Apple Federal Credit Union.
Oh, totally. They're wizards over there.
Wizards?
And with this approach, you may see additional improvements to your credit score within the year.
Seriously? And our monthly payments could be lower.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Randolph.
Oh, call me Randy.
At Apple,
Like this guy.
we're wizards. Kinda. Apple Federal Credit Union. Imagine that.
Welcome back to the Hangton Car Wash Firefighters Parade. I'm Danielle Hedges along with Ron Cromer. We appreciate you joining us this evening, and I think we might be dodging some rain showers coming up. This is the 50-40 Winchester Racers and Cruisers. Mustangs. It's the one time Mustangs and Camaros get along.
Yeah.
Is when they're in a club.
We're not racing tonight.
They host several shows during the years. They have awards-winning drag racing. They collect toys for children during Christmas. Sounds like a great thing.
It is. Sharp vehicles there.
I'm sure there's been some restoration in those vehicles too.
Oh, I'm sure. Well taken care of.
Yep.
Wind's getting up.
Do what?
The wind's getting up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's getting dark back over to
I
the
know,
west.
right? We're going to make it.
I sure hope so.
This is Josh Ludwig, Chairman of Frederick County Board of Supervisors. And behind them, it's the H.N. Funkhauser and Company Def Bulk Delivery Truck. Doing diesel exhaust fluid, lubricants, and commercial fluid. And that's Dunkin' Donut mascots.
Yeah.
There's a Handy Mart, Dunkin',
go.
Subway, Baskin Robbins.
Here we go, more food. Now we'll take about donuts the rest of the night.
And that ends up the second division here of the Firefighters Parade. Let's take a quick break before the next division gets here. The festival would like to thank the following companies: Claudio's Pizzeria and Hang Ten Car Wash. We'll be right back for the third division.
At Ump's Funeral Home, after the funeral, we've always invited families to the graveside for a final farewell. For those preferring cremation, after the funeral or the memorial service, we now offer a memorable goodbye in our private cremation suite. The suite lets you stay connected right through the cremation process. Spend time with family in reflection or prayer, or just sharing special moments. Loved ones are near and dear to you. At Ump's, so is the cremation experience.
Annual Hang Ten Car Wash Firefighters Parade. Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer. And we are moving right along. We've had celebrities. We've had honorary fire chiefs. We've had fire apparatuses. We've
had everything.
We've had Dunkin' Donuts dancing around and a real Dalmatian. So it's been quite the night.
And we're getting ready to get rained on.
This is the Frederick County Sheriff's Office was our official escorts. And the special unit here is the sponsored, this third division banner is sponsored by Morgan Orthodontics. That's something that I was very blessed not to have, is braces. And all three of my children are making it through life without braces.
Oh,
Isn't that
right?
amazing?
Yes, it is.
I mean,
as costly as that is
yeah,
today.
I know, right? You have to take out a mortgage.
Jeez.
Lay in a mortgage or something. Mortgage your house. That's what you have to do.
School limo service. Huh. My school bus is yellow.
So we got another great band heading our way. It's the Strasburg High School Band.
I've taken them a mini trip.
They're the Purple Regiment Marching Band. And they're donning their pink and neon green colors there.
Chris Zuba is the director. He's a heck of a nice guy.
Oh, that's cool. band here is a beautiful little tiny Miss Senior Miss of America, Camden Wilson.
Up next is Camden Wilson, tiny Miss Senior Miss America.
So, you know, earlier I was talking about my son loves NASCAR. And of course, back in the day, it used to be DuPont in Front Royal, and that was Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
And now we've got Exalta, and they've got the number 24 William Byron car, show car. And this, when they go and race in Darlington, they have a special throwback car to go to Jeff, looks like Jeff Gordon here when they race.
Yeah.
Here in a few weeks.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. Shenandoah Shores Fire and Rescue out of Front Royal, Virginia. They got a John Deere Gator that we just saw.
Yes. That's a nice little fire department.
I like the name, Shenandoah Shores.
Yeah. It is one way in and one way out.
Really?
Yeah. When you go in there, you're not just passing through. One way in and one way out.
Engine Company 5. Behind Shenandoah Shores, we've got Jeffrey Miller, vintage car. Always nice to see the vintage cars.
Oh, yeah.
Especially decorated in pink and green.
From Middletown, Virginia, Jeff and Donnie Miller. Welcome.
Jeffrey is from Middletown, Virginia. And in the special official car, we have Addison Spuckpock, National United States Northern States Preteen 2024. And look how these Jeeps are decorated out. And do you see a theme there, Ron?
I'm sorry?
Do you see a theme with the Jeeps?
No.
Well, I mean, that's kind of pinkish.
Yeah.
And that's kind of greenish.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Maybe a little of a stretch. I know.
Kind of hard to see.
Let's take a quick break while we have a little break in the action here. And we'll get right back to the Firefighters Parade. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom.
Here's to the stargazers, to the up-all-nighters, and the rise and shiners. Here's to the trailblazers and the smile makers, to the never-give-uppers, to new friends and new arrivals. Here's to the Valley and all of us who call it home. Valley Health.
Welcome back to the Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is brought to you by Virginia Eagle Distributing, Michelob Ultra, Devil's Backbone, Bold Rock Cider, and Nutrell. And we have a little break in the action. We are in our third segment, and just around the corner is the siren section. It's coming up, not too far down the road.
Not too far, you're right.
While we're waiting for the parade to pick back up, let's take another break. This telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Monoflow and the Village at Orchard Ridge.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Thank you for choosing Anthony's Pizza on Cincinnati Road. Whether it's graduation time or a teen celebration, we have proudly served the Winchester community for over 26 years. As we combine excellent service with quality ingredients, we provide a fun, family-friendly dining atmosphere. Remember, nobody does it better than Anthony's Pizza at 1855 Cincinnati Road. Just call it 540-722-5055 or visit us online at anthonyspizza.menu.
Welcome back to the 92nd Annual Firefighters Parade, sponsored by Hang Ten Car Wash. Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer. And we are here, and the crowd actually is kind of thinning out, even though we still have more of the third division to go. But there is some rain coming in the area, so I don't blame them at all. It started out with a beautiful blue sky. It was nice and warm and sunny, and now those showers that might interfere tomorrow, hopefully not, are moving into the area. Maybe we'll get through with the parade, Ron, and then the rain will go overnight, and then the grand feature parade will be fine.
I hope so.
Yeah,
man,
that would be great.
A lot of people put a lot of work into that.
Yes,
parade.
I know. I mean, we want to celebrate outside, the bloom, all that kind of stuff, but
Absolutely.
sometimes it just doesn't work out the way we want it to. All right, we got Division 3 underway. It's the Friendship Woodridge International Marching Eagles. They are out of Washington, D.C., elementary and middle school. They are a talented and dedicated group of elementary and middle school musicians led by director Krista Lake. These scholars are truly a source of pride to their community and an inspiration to all. We're so glad they're here in Winchester today, making their way up there. I think that they are like putting their heart and I mean, look at that dancing.
I know.
They're putting their heart and soul and putting on a show for the crowd.
Those bands from D.C. are so good.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have Cardoza High School band that come up here every year. Oh, man, they put on a show. I'm telling you.
Look at them go. Yeah. Pride of their community.
Yep.
I would imagine they call them, do they still call them drum majors, the two guys in the front?
Yes.
Yeah. They got dance team, they got cheerleaders, they got band members, they've got it all.
They're good.
The band is like in the back there, letting the cheerleaders and the dancers show their stuff.
That might have been the holdup, but it was working.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Hey, I mean, Winchester is a little bit of a, Winchester's a little bit of a drive from Washington, D.C., so let's give them their minute to shine, you know? There comes the band.
pretty good for elementary and middle school.
That's what I was going to say. Keep in mind, they're elementary and middle school. Now, it looks like this band is just drums, percussion.
Yeah, it is. Looks like it.
The crowd is really loving them. Those guys with the drums, look at them getting down on the ground. They've been doing this, Ron, for 2 miles.
I know. that must have been where our holdup was, but it was well worth it.
Yeah. Once again, that's the Friendship Woodridge International Elementary and Middle from Washington, D.C. Great job.
Yes.
We got a fire truck from Grotto's Rescue Squad from New Hope, Virginia. So, what's your thoughts on monster trucks, Ron?
The what?
Monster trucks.
They're all right.
Crushing those cars, jumping over those cars, or crushing cars. Well, this is coming up.
I'm more into tractor pulls.
Oh, okay, tractor pulls. Coming up is Ghost Ship. Look at that.
Yeah.
Multiple Best in Show winners featured in Ford Trucking Magazine and countless trucking social media outlets. It does look like a Hot Wheel on steroids.
It does. Really.
It says Tonka on the.
Look at that
there.
stack.
Yeah. This is Timberville Volunteer Fire Department.
Rockingham County. That's a small little fire department with a lot of clout.
Oh, that's great.
They're really good.
And coming up the road here, we got the USA National Miss Team DMV from Stevens City, Virginia. These ladies hail from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland and are competing for the chance to represent the U.S. National Miss Scholarship Organization. Good luck to them.
Yes. Very pretty young ladies.
Good luck, ladies. And of course, all of those, they're competing for scholarships, which to go to college or to do, some kind of school like that is, expensive nowadays. So it's great to have programs like that.
Up next, from the Knoxville Volunteer Fire and Rescue in Bristow, Virginia, we have a 2016 E1 Type 32 and a 2024 E1 Type 32.
Miss Maryland. Competing for their area. So this Miss National thing is 3 cars worth of ladies that are going to be Miss USA National Miss Team, Virginia, D.C., and Maryland.
Huh.
So there's the Virginia ladies that are competing. Ooh, and behind them, ooh, look at this truck. It's big.
Knoxville Volunteer Fire Department.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Bristol, Virginia. That's where Jiffy Lube Live, the venue is.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of people might go down there to watch concerts. Look at the LED lights up there on the top.
Ladder.
Yeah. People put them in their bedrooms.
And when you stretch it out, it shines all the way up.
Oh That's cool. I always love when they're honoring fallen people or
Yeah.
something like that, and they put the flag in between. Oh, that's amazing. That one is a 2024, Ron. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Prince William County, Virginia.
Nokesville Fire Department.
Right now we've got Virginia Dairy Princess royalty from Culpeper, Virginia. Her name is Hannah Smith. And behind them is the Allentown Central Catholic High School. And they're from Allentown, Pennsylvania, so they have traveled a long way.
Yeah, let's see. That's about 4 hours. About 3.5. About 3.5 hours.
Yeah. They're a small group, but sound pretty good.
Yes, they do. Cajun Springs.
Following them is Capon Springs Volunteer Fire and Rescue out of Capon Springs, West Virginia.
Next, with the Capon Springs Volunteer Fire and Rescue Company, a 2006 Freightliner with a 50-foot ladder, a 1975 International Scout.
Now behind them is Rachel Copenhaver in the 1967 Pontiac Firebird. 20 shows, entered 20 shows, have won 16 and won 2 Best in Shows with her Pontiac Firebird. She's out of Berryville, Virginia. Oh, look at her go.
Huh.
That's amazing.
Yes. That's a beautiful vehicle.
All right, you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of this one. Connickville?
Connickville.
Yep, Connickville Volunteer.
From Shenandoah County.
Yep. Now, the reason I wanted to make sure, because I thought of Sonic, changed the C to an S, and it's Sonicville, but it's Connickville.
Connickville.
Out of Mount Jackson, Virginia.
Hey, they're a good ways out in the country.
Yeah.
That's a nice tanker, too. That was one of the tankers I was telling you about.
Uh-huh.
They put it on a commercial chassis. It's got a large pump, and it's, I think that's 2,500 gallon tank. Minix.
Tow truck umps.
Umps.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought it was minutes. Umps.
Yep. Brian Umps. that is a big. That's for big vehicles right there.
That's a 60-ton rotator.
Woo.
It'll pick up 60 tons.
Wow. And with us being near 81 and all those interstates,
yeah, we
you
need
that. Miss West Virginia, Carlington Childress.
Carrington Childress. She's a pretty girl.
Yep.
Now, this right here is my favorite piece of fire apparatus in this parade.
Really?
Yes. That's a B model Mac. They take care of that thing like it's a baby.
Yep.
I mean, Timmy Ware, he really takes care of that big piece of apparatus.
That's Lily Carlisle there.
That's a beautiful old truck.
John H. Enders Fire Company. We got Monoflow International out of Winchester, Virginia. They're a locally owned manufacturing company operating in the Winchester area for over 50 years, and they are proud supporters of many charitable organizations in our area. Bloom, bloom, boom. Bloom party. Bloom Boom Party Sergeant Clean Pressure Washing. They are sponsoring the Bloom Boom Party for the second year in a row. That's tomorrow, 8:30 to 11 at Apple Blossom Mall. Oh my goodness.
Here you go. You wanted to see the lights? Here's the lights.
I can't read the paper.
Here's the light.
I can't see. That is crazy, man. That will cut through some fog, that's for sure.
They're scene lights. So they don't normally cut them on when they're going down the street.
Yeah, I still can't see. This is the Sterling Volunteer Fire Company out of Sterling, Virginia. Ooh.
That's what you call lights.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the end of our Firefighters Parade, let's take one last break, okay? So, this telecast of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is being brought to you in part by Exalta and Continental. We'll be right back.
Glow Fiber brings a new kind of internet experience to you. What is Glow Fiber? We're not a faceless corporation full of gimmicks and contracts with distant, unresponsive support. Nope, not us. We are a local fiber optic internet provider with decades of experience serving customers like you. With Glow, you get symmetrical speeds, simple competitive pricing, and highly rated local customer support. Learn more and visit glowfiber.com today.
Thanks so much for joining us. We're getting to the end, but we still got a little bit more to go on this Friday evening. We started out, like I said, in beautiful blue skies, and now we're fighting the weather to get done.
Yes, we are.
It's getting darker as we're here, and it's like 8 o'clock, but that's because of the weather coming in. We got our marching band right here. Berdella Middle and High School. Great job. Mardella Middle and High School from Mandela Springs, Maryland.
Very good.
Now you're going to have to bear with us because things are darker in person than they seem on TV.
Yes,
and
they
things
are.
get out of order, so give us a second. That's Slanesville Volunteer Fire Company.
West Virginia.
Brand new 2024 Freightliner engine tanker.
A brush truck.
From the Slanesville Volunteer Fire Department established in 1955, the F-350 brush truck number 5. Also, a 2024 Freightliner engine tanker.
Some beautiful ladies right there. Miss Senior Worlds Virginias.
Dr. Gloria Crossland and Rhonda Howdy.
That's a tanker there from, can you tell Ron who it is?
It is.
Middle way.
Middle way. Middle way.
Like I said, folks, I want to apologize because it's really dark here right now, and you can't see what their names are, and things are out of order, so we apologize.
We're trying to do the best we can do.
Yeah. I believe the next unit is the Tri-State Antique Truck Show. Our producer is telling us, because it's getting so dark, we probably are going to wrap up. Because it comes to the point where, you know, you can't see cameras, can't see in the dark. So we want to thank you so much for tuning in and participating with the Firefighters Parade. It's another successful one, another year down, and there's still tons left of the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival as they're celebrating the 100th year since the very first festival began. And we just want to thank you so much, and check out thebloom.com for a list of all the great events, because believe me, there's stuff tonight, there's stuff tomorrow, there's stuff Sunday, tons of stuff for the whole family. And so all that is going on. Check out thebloom.com for more information. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. I'm Danielle Hedges with Ron Cromer. It's been a pleasure, sir.
Yes, it has.
I learned every year. I learned so much from Ron. He has so much knowledge to learn from. Thank you, and have a great rest of your apple blossom.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.